exclusive conversation with Tipra Motha Chief Pradyot Debbarma on the current political development in Tripura and his party's poll mantra. Speaking exclusively to Northeast Live news editor Nabrun Goswami, Deb Barma maintained that his party will not ally with anyone with put written assurance on Greater Tipraland issue. Significantly, Deb Barma said that the Tipra is ready to sit on the opposition bench post-polls if parties do not back the statehood demand. When asked about why the Tipra was stressing only on separate statehood demand instead of pressing for more benefits for the indigenous people while being a part of Tripura, Deb Barma said if the centre has any offer in mind, it should approach the Tipra. He reiterated that the Tipra will strive for constitutional settlement. Deb Barma, meanwhile, refused to speak much on the issue of Sudeep Roy Burman stepping down as MLA. So we was listening to this exclusive conversation.
I have with me today Tipra Motha Chief and Royal Scion Pradyot Debbarma. Welcome to Northeast Live, sir. Well, we are speaking on a day there's a big political development in Tripura. Sudeep Roy Burman, Ashish Shah stepping down as MLAs and also sure to step down from the primary membership of the BJP. Now, how do you, as Tipra Motha Chief, look at this development, this big political development?
I knew this was going to happen. We knew about this very long ago, that they are going to resign from the BJP, and it is something which was in my knowledge for a very long time. So I am not surprised that they have resigned. It may be big breaking news for you, but it was in my knowledge for a very long time.
Well, of course, that was on expected lines, but my question was, does that again augur well for a party like Tipra Motha, a BJP MLA, an important leader who has been a former minister, important player, now will probably join any other national party or launch his own party? That is not yet clear. That will be clear in the days. But do you think that augurs well for Tipra Motha in the current political scenario?
See, it's got nothing to do with Tipra Motha. First of all, we are an independent political party, and we are basically based in the indigenous areas, the tribal areas of Tripura. It does not augur well for BJP because a sitting BJP leader who is a very, I think people need to know who Sudeep Roy Burman is. He is an important political person in Tripura. Nobody can deny it. He is a former minister. He was a Congress president. He was a CLP leader. And I don't know what it will hold in the future, but Sudeep Roy Burman leaving BJP will, since him being a big important political player, will definitely have some ripples in the state. We have to see and assess what he's going to do. But personally, I think that he will not form his own party. Most likely, he will go back to the former party where we were both colleagues. I think that probably will be his next step.
Now, coming to Tipra Motha, you have always maintained that you are ready to go for a pre-poll alliance with any party if they support in written your demand for a Greater Tipraland, separate Tipraland. But again, if we look at the political scenario, if we look at the numbers, if we look at the equations, now elections are approaching, we're already in 2022, next year is the elections. Tribal voters, indigenous voters will play a factor probably in 25 to 26 seats in Tripura. So, end of the day, Tipra Motha would have to ally with some party or the other if you want to be in the ruling post-elections. So, what is your take on that? And there's no guarantee that post-elections somebody would give in written support for your Greater Tipraland demand.
That's why I said that if there's nothing in writing, then we will go on our own. We are willing to sit in the opposition. I have no problem. हम लोग opposition में बैठने के लिए तैयार हैं. We have no हमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है. When Meghalaya broke away from Assam, the Khasi, Garo, Jaintia component would have been maybe 15 or 12% of Assam, or maybe even lesser. Nobody said that they were not a factor. When you have a movement for aspiration, constitutional aspiration for your people, you don't look at how many seats and who's going to be in what position, post-poll, pre-poll, during now. You look at the aspiration of the people, and we are here not to become PWD ministers and home ministers. We are here to ensure that our indigenous people's constitutional demand is met.
So, should we assume that you are ready for a long drawn battle, which may spread over years?
I've been in opposition. My mother last got elected in 1991. After that, we never saw power. I was not one of these young boys who were born in power with the father was the chief minister or the uncle was the MP. We have been in opposition all my life. From 1993 till 2021, we were in the opposition. I did not go and join the BJP when they were in power. I did not compromise with the CPM. I have not compromised with anyone today. So, if you are there to serve your people, then you cannot be Ayaram Gayaram. I've seen many political parties only go wherever there is power. If I wanted power, God has given me everything. I would have stuck with the people who are in power. I'm not interested in getting personal money, post. I want to give something for the indigenous people of Tripura. And if I have to do that, I have to be ready to sacrifice my personal greed for my people's interest.
Coming to the Greater Tipraland demand, of course, still, despite all the ripples it has created, and you have been able to put a movement together in a short span of time, there are many, including the ruling BJP, who believe that such a demand is impractical. In fact, I would say you have, in a way, force the IPFT to toe your line and stand in solidarity, or even IPFT members sitting in protest with the Tipra Motha. There is an achievement the Tipra Motha can claim for itself. But despite that, why a separate state? Why not more reservation for the indigenous people, more benefits, more facilities? Ultimately, the people should benefit, separate state or not. And in that case, you can gain the benefit of a bigger state and push for more autonomy, more reservation. Why a separate state at a time when, well, even the BJP believes, or many others, even some opposition leaders believe this is an impractical demand?
BJP has not said anything to me. Let them come and let them put it on the table. Let them give it to us in writing. How can they say it is not practical and then through other sources say, अरे आके बात करो, जो भी बात होना है सबके सामने बात होगा, बंद कमरे में बात नहीं होगा. If they have any offer, put it in the table. But they cannot be saying it is impractical. We have a point of view. If they have a better point of view, the government of India, come to the table and talk to us. Don't try to divide and rule by offering some leader some position secretly or some money secretly. What we want is a constitutional solution. The people, the indigenous people of Tripura have suffered. It is not the fault of the Bengalis that the indigenous people of Tripura have suffered. The indigenous people of Tripura have suffered because of the wrong policies of centre. They ignore Northeast, they ignore our indigenous people's sentiment, and then last moment में आकर बोलते हैं कि आकर पैसा ले जाओ और हमारे संग alliance करो. Don't disrespect the sentiments of the people of Northeast and the indigenous people. So if the BJP or anyone in centre or any national political party wants to talk to us, please come and give it to us in writing. What is it that you are offering us constitutionally, not politically, constitutionally? We want constitutional protection for our people.